Hi class, good day. So for today, we're going to tackle about elevation and depression angles. So ano-ano nga ba yung kaibahan ng dalawang angles na ito? Kung napansin nyo, dito sa ating picture, meron tayong ibon. Siya yung nakakabuo ng angle of depression and meron din tayong dog na nakakabuo ng angle of elevation, right? But before that, if you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, kindly click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified on our next lesson. Right, so let's start with angle of elevation. Angle elevation is the angle between a horizontal and a line of sight above the horizontal. So, here sa ating illustration, let's say ito yung tao, then this one, ito yung eyesight or line of sight niya. Okay? So, kapag tumingin siya sa itaas dito sa may airplane, nakaka-form siya ng angle of elevation. So, again, si angle elevation is from the eye level going to up, yun yung tinatawag na angle of elevation. And makukuha natin yung measurement or degree ng ating angle of elevation gamit ang trigonometric ratios. By the way, kapag hindi nyo pa alam yung trigonometric ratios, I have other video about that. So I'll put the link below para ma-review ninyo yung mga trigonometric ratios and so that it will be easy for you to solve angle of elevation and depression. Alright? So let's move on to the example. We have here a 76 feet flagpole casts a shadow of 45 feet long. What is the angle of elevation of the sun from the tip of the shadow? So again, sabi kanina, angle of elevation, siya yung angle na na-form from the line of sight paitaas. Okay? So, para mas madali nating maintindihan kung ano yung gagamitin nating ratio class, it is very important na gumawa tayo ng illustration based doon sa understanding natin sa problem. Alright? So, let's draw. Let's say, ito yung flagpole na mayroong 76 feet. Then, ito yung sun, of course. And ito yung shadow na nabuo. Right? So, itong shadow na ito is 40 feet yung haba niya mula dito sa dulo and going here. Yun yung haba ng kanyang shadow. And since hinahanap natin sa angle of elevation, so ito yung hinahanap natin. So, angle elevation mula rito sa dulo ng ating flagpole shadow, alright, pa-up. Okay? So, here, we can use SOHCAHTOA. So, kung napansin nyo, if this is our angle theta, so meron na tayong adjacent at meron na rin tayong opposite. Right? So, therefore, we can use tangent. Okay? So, tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent. So, let's substitute opposite, which is 76, and adjacent, which is 45. Okay? So, 76 divided by 45, that is equal to 1.69. Right? So this is 1.69. But because we are looking for the angle, so dapat naka-degree siya. Right? So ang gagawin natin is, sa scientific calculator ninyo, okay, so pindutin nyo lang yung shift. Alright? So shift muna, then tangent. Okay, so shift tangent, sa kanya pipindutin yung 1.69 then equals, so that was 59.37 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, yung angle elevation natin from the tip ng shadow ng flagpole paitaas going to sun is 59.37 degrees. Alright? So, we have here another example. The shadow cast by a building is 31 meters. If the building 52 meters tall, determine the angle of elevation of the sun. It is better to make an illustration based on what we understand from the problem. Alright? So let's draw. Here let's say this is the building. Then this is the shadow. Yan, this is the shadow cast by a building na mayroong 31 meters. At yung haba ng building is 52 meters. So, hinahanap natin si angle of elevation. So, ito yung hinahanap natin. So, mayroon nating adjacent. If this is our angle theta, so we have now adjacent and we have now the opposite. So, we can use tangent, right? So, substitute lang natin si opposite, which is 52 meters, as adjacent, which is 31 meters. Okay, so 52 divided by 31 is 1.6774. But since we're looking for the degree, so kailangan nating kunin yung degree ng 1.6774. So sa scientific calculator nyo, you can press shift, tangent, then 1.6774, and that will give us 59.2 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, yung angle na nabuo natin, or yung angle na nabuo from the shadow, tip ng shadow ng ating building, paitaas, is 59.2 degrees. Alright? So, another example is, a homeowner is to connect a ramp to his front door to make it wheelchair accessible. How long is the ramp if the door is 4 feet above ground level and if the angle of elevation is 20 degrees? So, let's say this is the door, right? This is the ground level. Sabi, yung door mula sa ground level ay mayroon pa siyang 4 feet yung agwat niya. Alright? So, let's say kasi baka mayroong hagdanan. Okay? So, kaya yung door, mas mataas siya ng 4 feet from the ground level. And then, yung owner ng bahay na ito is planning to make a wheelchair accessible. Ayan. Let's say, dito nila dadaan, or ito yung gagawin nilang ramp ng wheelchair. Right? And then, yung angle elevation daw. So, ibig sabihin here, given na yung angle of elevation natin. So, yung angle elevation daw mula sa ground. So, this is the ground level. Okay? Papunta sa door. Okay? Papunta sa door above the ground level is 20 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, this one, from here, 20 degrees. Okay? Ang hinahanap natin is yung kung gaano kahaba yung magagawa nilang ramp. Okay? So, this one, ito yung hahanapin natin. Kung napansin nyo, if this is our angle theta, so given na yung angle natin, we also have the opposite side, yung measure na ating opposite na leg. Ang wala na lang, or ang hahanapin natin is the hypotenuse. We can use sine, right? Sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Okay. So, substitute natin sa sine 20. Lagyan nyo na yung degrees dito because given na yung degrees natin. Alright? So, ang hanapin natin sa hypotenuse. So, sine 20 degrees is equal to opposite, which is 4 feet over height. So, siya yung hinahanap natin. So, here, multiplication property of equalities. So, that will cancel out hypotenuse here. Then, sa kabila, hypotenuse times sine 20 is equal to 4 feet. Okay? So, since hinahanap natin sa hypotenuse, so dapat naka-isolate siya. So, here, we're going to apply division property of equality. So, let's divide both sides by sine 20 degrees. So, that will cancel out sine 20 degrees here. On this side, so magtitira lang is hypotenuse. So, hypotenuse is equal to 4 feet over sine 20 degrees. Then, you can use your scientific calculator to divide 4 divided by sine 20, and that will give us sine 20 is 0.3420. So you can now divide 4 feet divided by 0.3420, so that will give us 11.7 feet. So therefore, yung haba ng ramp na gagawin nila para sa wheelchair is 11 feet. Okay? So again, class, if we're talking about angle of elevation, so ito ay tumutukoy sa angle na na-form natin from the eye level or from the line of sight paitaas. Okay, so from the line of sight going up. Alright? So we have discussed angle of elevation. So now let's discuss angle of depression. So here, from the illustration, nakikita natin si bird, siya yung tumingin kay dog na nasa baba. So, yung angle of elevation or yung angle of depression from eye level papunta pa ibaba, yun yung tinatawag natin na angle of depression. So, kung si angle of elevation is yung angle na na-form from the eye level pa itaas, yung angle of elevation, si angle of depression naman is from eye level pa ibaba. Alright? So, angle of depression is the angle between the horizontal and a line of sight below the horizontal. So, from here, from the line of sight pa ibaba, yun yung tinatawag natin na angle of depression. And again, we can measure the degree of angle of depression gamit yung mga trigonometric ratios natin. So if ever hindi niyo pa alam kung ano-ano yung mga trigonometric ratios natin, I have other video about that. So I'll put the link below para masundan niyo kung ano yung mga trigonometric ratios natin. Alright? First example is an airplane is flying at a height of 4 kilometers above the ground. The distance along the ground from the airplane to the airport is 6 kilometers. What is the angle of depression of the airplane to the airport? Alright, so dapat may question mark to. So let's say this is the airplane. And then yung airplane nasa itaas na siya pero meron siyang 4 kilometers. Okay, na layo or taas from the ground. So, this is the ground. So, meron siyang 4 kilometers. And then, yung kanyang naitakbo na, okay, naitakbo na mula sa airport is 6 kilometers. So, ito yung path niya. So, hinahanap natin is yung angle of depression. Okay, so, mula sa current position niya sa itaas, papunta doon sa baba or kung saan siya nagmula. Okay, so yun yung hanap natin, angle of depression. So, remember class that from the properties of a rectangle, so all the angles are right angle, right? And the diagonal are congruent. So here, yung nabubuo natin dito at from here are equal. So kung meron tayong 4 kilometers, ayan, 4 kilometers na taas or height ng airplane from the ground, and meron dito yung 6 kilometers na distance niya mula sa kanyang pinanggalingan. So, ano yung sukat or angle of depression na na-form ng airplane? So, here, meron na tayong adjacent. If this is our angle theta, meron na tayong adjacent at meron na rin tayong opposite. Okay, so we can use tangent. Tangent is equal to opposite of adjacent. So, substitute lang natin 4 is the opposite and 6 is the adjacent. So, 4 divided by 6 is 0.6667. Because we are looking for the angle, so dapat naka-degree siya. Okay? So, sa scientific calculator ninyo, alalahanin niyo kapag gagawin niyo siya into degree, dapat naka-degree mode kayo at dapat i-press niyo muna yung shift and tangent, then 0.6667, and we have 33.69 degrees.
33.69 degrees only. Walang km dapat siyan.
So another example, we have an airplane pilot sights a life raft at 26 angle of depression. The airplane's altitude is 3 kilometers. What is the airplane's horizontal distance d from the raft? So when we talk about altitude, that means height. Okay, so sa airplane daw may na-sight siyang life raft. Okay, at 26 degrees. Ayan. So here, given na yung angle natin. So, mayroon din siyang, ang taas ng airplane from the ground is 3 kilometers. So, yung hinahanapin natin dito is yung distance ng airplane mula sa raft. So, ibig sabihin, we now have the angle and we also have the opposite. Okay, so given na si angle at given na rin si opposite side. So, ang hanapin natin is yung kanyang adjacent. Okay, so we can solve kasi dahil nahanap natin yung horizontal distance, this one, so ibig sabihin niyo yung adjacent, ang hanapin natin, adjacent sa kanyang angle. So dahil dyan, gagamit tayo ng tangent. Right? So, substitute na natin yung opposite, which is 3 m. Then D, siya yung hanapin natin, yung distance. Then, substitute nyo rin yung 26 degree kasi given naman na siya. We can apply multiplication property of equality para ma-isolate natin si D. So, kapag i-multiply natin siya both sides ng D, so that will eliminate D here, and dito, D times tangent 26. But since si D yung hanapin natin, apply nyo ulit division property of equality para matitira na lang dito is si D is equal to 3 divided by tangent 26 degrees. Okay? So, meron akong video about division property of equality and multiplication property of equality. I'll put the link below para mas masundan ninyo. Alright? And now, you can divide directly gamit yung calculator niyo. So, press nyo lang yung 3 divided by tangent 26. That is 6.2 kilometers. So, therefore, yung distance ng airplane from the life raft is 6.2 kilometers. Alright? So, meron ding pagkakataon na yung mga given problem ay ganito. To be safe, a 20-feet ladder should not incline more than 70-degree angle with the ground. Suppose the ladder is leaned against a house at this angle as shown at the right. Find A, height A reached with the ladder, B, the distance between B from the base of the house to the foot of the ladder. So therefore, sa problem na ito, dalawa yung hinihingi or dalawa yung hahanapin natin. Okay? But always remember class, now it is better to make an illustration based on our understanding from the problem para mas madali nating ma-solve yung problem. So here we have the illustration. This one, this is the ladder. So ito yung ladder, meron siyang 20 feet yung haba ng ladder. At sabi din dito, 70 degrees angle. So this is the house. Ayan. So yung ladder, naka-incline siya sa house natin. Ayan. Then meron siyang 70 degree angle from the ground. So ang hanapin natin is yung height ng ladder. So this one. Ang altitude nito yung hanapin natin. So nandito yung dulo ng ladder. So mula dito sa ground, yun yung hahanapin natin. And ang pangalawa nating hahanapin is yung distance naman. Yan, distance ng mula sa base. Okay, mula dito sa base ng bahay papunta dito sa pinakapaanan ng ladder. Alright? So let's solve first the height. Okay? To solve for the height of the ladder, we can use sine because we now have the angle and we also have the hypotenuse. So sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So hanapin natin si opposite. So sine 70 degrees is equal to A. Siya yung hanapin natin over yung hypotenuse natin is 20 feet. So substitute lang natin. Then, shortcut na lang tayo. Cross multiplication. So pag cross multiply natin, understood kasi ito na mayroon siyang denominator na 1. So we have here A is equal to 20 times sine 70 degrees. Okay class? So to simplify 20 times sine 70 degrees, so that will give us 18.79. So therefore, yung height ng ating ladder is 18.79. Alright? So another is yung base naman, or yung B, yung distance ng ladder, ang hahanapin natin from the base ng house papunta sa kanyang paanan. Okay? So we can use cosine. Okay? We are looking for the adjacent side. Okay? So ito yung angle natin, hanapin natin yung adjacent. Then meron naman natin hypotenuse, so we can use cosine. So substitute natin si cosine 70 degrees, ito yung angle natin. Si B, o yung ating adjacent, siya yung hahanapin natin. Yung hypotenuse natin is 20 feet. So again, shortcut na lang, cross multiplication. So we have now B is equal to 20 times cosine 70 degrees. So to simplify this one from your scientific calculator, that will give us 6.84. Again, if we are talking about angle of depression, yun yung angle na na-form from the line of sight or from your eye level paibaba. Okay? So, tandaan nyo lang class, if we're talking about elevation, nag-a-elevate ka. So, we are referring paitaas. If we are talking about depression, pa-down ka. So, we are referring the angle na na-form pababa. Alright? So, that's all for today, class. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified on our next lesson. Thank you!